Hello, welcome back today for a brand new review. We have the Natasha Denona Mini Metropolis palette I'm going to be reviewing and sharing with you guys in today's video. I do swatches on the palette and also a first timer who doesn't have the Metropolis palette, kind of telling you guys a bit about how I feel about this one, and we will get into how I got this eye look as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this did just arrive. I grabbed it actually from Sephora. This is the brand new Natasha Denona Mini Metropolis palette. It's another mini to her line. She does have the full-size Metropolis palette, which I know a lot of people love. It's actually been on my loves list forever. It looks like such a pretty palette, but I could never just justify the price tag. And so I saw her coming out with the mini here, and it does look very similar to the original. So I was like, this is something I can get on with. It's $25, and actually it does come with a brush as well. They are including a little mini brush. I believe that is her first time including one of those with these little minis, so it is the same price as normal, $25, and you do get the 5 different eyeshadow shades. I am going to show you swatches of the palette as well as how I did this eye look. I try out the brush and we talk a bit about the formula, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Here's an up close of the packaging. So it does come in this little gift set here. You have all of the names on the back, and then on the inside you do have that brush that it comes with. So I'll give you guys a close-up of the brush. It has a little plastic cover, and then here's a look at it. It's a really pretty emerald blue color. It has sparkle on it. It is pretty small, but it feels pretty nice. I mean, it's not like the softest brush I've ever felt, but it does feel pretty good. All right, and then here is a look at the Mini Metropolis palette. Love the packaging. Again, it has that emerald green look, very cute. And then you have the 5 shades here. I love her clear packaging. It's one of my favorite things about her packaging. You have all 5 of these shades. They all look really nice. Let's go ahead and swatch them. The first shade we have here is a very vibrant gold. That is beautiful. I know this is one that is in the original Metropolis palette. And then we also have this deep orange mattes. Again, I know this one is also in the original palette as well. And then we have that blue-green shade right there. Can't wait to play with that one. Really nice swatch there, very pretty. And then we get into the 2 new shades that also the emerald green is in the Metropolis. So we have this deeper brown right there, which is actually really nice to pair with these other 3 colors. So I feel like you can really get some versatile looks with that. And then the last one is going to be this bone shade. I feel like she has this in all of her palettes, but you guys can really see it's just like a cream. Let me put it over here, like a cream shade there. I think you can see it a little better up here in this swatch, but it's kind of hard to tell with that one because it is close to my skin tone. But now that you've got all the swatches, let's go ahead and try it out on the eyes. So as always, I want to start by priming my lid. I'm just using my CoverGirl Undercover Concealer. You guys know this is my favorite for prepping for shadow. I've got my little finger sponge here, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. I like using a white base because I really feel like it makes the shadows pop a little bit more, especially with Natasha's shadows in particular. I really enjoy using a whiter base. You can use whatever you have, concealer or a white eye base if you have one in your collection. So I do want to use the brush that came in the collection, but I also know that's not my favorite type of brush to use just for my transition color. So I'm going to go into this fluffy one here first. We're going to go into this lightest shade, and I'm going to go ahead and just sweep this in my high crease because I feel like this type of brush is really going to help diffuse the color. And I think if I use her brush in her palette, it'll really put too much pigment down. This is actually showing up a little bit more than I thought it would. It's not the brightest, color because it is close to my skin tone, but I definitely can see it. So I do like that I can see it. I was a little bit worried it was going to be too light to where I didn't see it at all, but you can see it there. So it'll be a nice gradient for the other colors that we're going to go in with next. Okay, so I am actually going to use her brush next for the colors, and I'm going to go into the brown shade, and we're going to use this on the lid, and I'm going to kind of place this here on the outer corner and then start to work it in, wanting it to be pretty smoky here. This brush feels okay. It's a little bit more dense than I prefer, but I mean, it's fine. I feel like this is just, again, one of the freebies that you get in here. It's not really anything that I feel like I'm writing home about, but it's nice to get in there if you wanted a little travel brush to take with you. I mean, it is blending nicely. It's just not my ideal size or the type of brush I typically use, but it's working to blend the shadow. So I'm just deepening this up, kind of really working on blending it. Kind of want to play with the like emerald color in here. So I'm just wanting to build this brown up here first. So now that I've got that brown, I'm actually going to take a small pencil brush and I'm going to go into the emerald shade in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this kind of almost like a wing. Like here, I'm envisioning something like real smoky here. So kind of going a little bit, like probably halfway to the lid, I'll stop it. But almost like a wing shape, but not, because I'm not kind of like bringing it out. I'm kind of just more putting it like right here. And then dragging it in. So this shade has glitter in it, but it's not like the most like foiled shimmer. It's definitely not the same as like that first shimmer. It's a little bit more muted, so I feel like it does work well, you know, with this type of brush too. I am getting a tiny bit of fallout on both sides. I think it's just because this is like a shimmer shade, and I am trying to work it like a matte, so I think that's why I'm getting the fallout. But I can just brush that away. I'm gonna just go back in with a little bit of that brown and kind of just blend here on the outer edge a little bit more. Okay, and then now with my finger, I'm gonna go into the gold shade in the palette, and I am going to bring this all over my lid. And I kind of wanted to stop like right where I'm starting this area here, so I'm gonna kind of just put it right in here. This shade is really pretty. I really like this gold. It's got a lot to it, like it really packs a punch. Like I said, I don't have the Metropolis palette to compare it to, but I do think it's a really pretty gold shade. I did get a little bit of fallout with that too, and I used my finger for that. So I don't know. You might want to use your, do your eyes first if you're going to get this palette, just because I do feel like it does have a little bit of fallout since I got it with that other shade as well. So I'm liking the way this is looking. It's different. I want to do the lower lash line now. For that, I'm actually going to stick it with the brown in the palette, and I'm just going to sweep that across the lower lash line. I'm wanting a like bright waterline, I think. I'm going to keep this kind of light down here with just using the brown. I'm going to do a little baby tiny wing only because I am going to apply lashes. I'm going to use this one from NARS. All right, and then for lashes, I'm going to use these ones from the Simpson collection. I do have a full review up now on that. They came with two styles, a blue style and then also this one. So I'm going to use these for this look. Okay, so here is after lashes. So I did decide to actually do a fun pop of blue. My daughter is laughing. A fun plop of blue on the bottom. This is from Urban Decay. It's called Fishbowl. I've been really liking this. So I did that to kind of give us a little pop. But here is the finished eye look. Let me go ahead and zoom you out and let's get into our final thoughts. All right, so I got you back zoomed out. Let's get into our thoughts. On my lips, I do have this Air Matte lip color from NARS. It's one of their new colors in Dulce Vita. I feel like it's really pretty, so I do have that on my lips. And then let's talk about the final thoughts on the mini Metropolis palette. So I think this is really cute. I don't personally, like I said, have the Metropolis palette, so for me, I do think this color story is something that my collection, you know, loves. So I feel like it's not something that's repetitive for me, at least in one palette. So I think it's really cute. I think I can get a lot of different eye looks with this one. Quality wise, it seems really nice. I like the fact that I was able to use that blue as more of like a matte shade too. Like it wasn't too shimmery. Definitely, like I said though, if you are going to use this one, I might recommend you do your eyes first. If the fallout doesn't bother you though, I would say just, you know, use it like normal, just kind of be cautious with that. But aside from that, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good palette. I think it's pretty rounded. I was actually surprised that this did show up on my skin tone, so I'm okay with all the shadows in here. I think that I can create some really nice looks. I just like the brown as well. I feel like I can use that all over my lid and be happy. So I would say this is a good palette. Again, $25. I feel like, you know, the price point for 5 shadows isn't amazing, but I do feel like the quality is here on this eyeshadow. However, the brush, I would say, you know, like it's not my favorite, so I don't think she really even needed to include that in here. I know it's like free, but I don't think I'll use the brush again. I mean, it was fine, but I have my other brushes I prefer better, so I think she just did that for holiday for something different, but I don't think she needs to include those in all of the palettes personally. But aside from that, I would say definitely if you are eyeing this one, I would grab it. I know the VIB sale is coming up soon. I will have it linked down below at Sephora if you are wanting to shop it. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to tend to this little girl, and I'll see you guys in my next video.